Grab the sheets and snuggle in.
Ew, what?
Welcome, friends.
No.
This is what he's been workshopping all week, and I'm like, I hate that.
Oh, you know about this?
I know about it. I've heard him say it before, and I'm like,
call
that's
911. I feel unsafe.
Yeah, that's not no.
Gather round, friends.
It got worse.
Our next episode in 3.
No,
2
like
no, actually not.
No, it's creepy.
nobody likes it.
I don't like it. Herman doesn't even like it.
Welcome, friends. Join us.
No,
in
like
Stop
no.
saying that.
Do less. You're doing too much. Do less.
Welcome to bed, friends.
Uh-huh.
In 3, 2, 1.
Well, like do a little more.
Jiminy Cricket. Welcome to bed, friends. Episode 4. In 3, 2,
That
1.
was stiff.
Mother.
Bed.
Do it.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We are fresh off of listening to our second episode because we
Are dramatic and have listening parties every single episode.
And let me tell you, I am my biggest fan.
You were laughing at your parts way more than mine.
Let me be frank, if I can.
Of course.
I mean, I already knew that because I watch my TikToks over and over again, and I'm like, I'm so funny.
And you were the one who was like, you know what? What if we just started a podcast?
Yeah, and I listen to my jokes, and I'm like,
We were all
So-
sitting here listening to ourselves, and I was like, is this like a little self-indulgent?
I don't even care. Because, yes, I am my biggest fan, but I am also my biggest critic.
Oh, yeah, I'm number one hater. Right
I am
here.
Kara's number one hater, but I'm also Kara's number one fan. So,
And number one jart.
and number one, Dr. Jart.
Yeah. he still has not reached out.
Not yet, but
Well, also, we didn't publish that episode yet, so there's still hope.
there's still time. I'm sure he will.
Yeah,
He
number one
will.
jarts.
He'll be like, that is the most
Those
beautiful,
ladies.
the most beautiful Jart I've ever seen. put her on a
Not
billboard.
every girl can jart like that.
Can you Jart? Not like her.
Not like that.
Put her on a billboard. Put her on a Jart board.
I jart. You jart?
We all Jart.
Wow. Off the rails real quick. It's late. You never know
Is
what
it?
time this podcast is. Wait, is it not? It's 7:52.
Oh my goodness
Later.
gracious.
Last time was early.
It was 9 a.m.
Real early.
We're also still riding the high of releasing our first episode this week.
So many people listened. Way more than 5.
Way more than what we thought.
Way more. Yeah, we all took bets. We all lost.
We all lost.
We did Price is Right rules.
So technically I would have won if we
No.
didn't do Price is Right rules
But
because
we did.
yeah, you're right.
So you lost.
I lost. But yeah, this is fun. We're having a great time. I hope everybody else is having a great time too, because we are having a great time.
I was trying to remember when you even asked me to do this. I was like, when was that? Like a week ago? Like
2 weeks ago.
This happened real quick.
Yeah, you want something done, you ask Richard.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll
it
get it
really
done.
escalated quickly.
I took 9.
I don't know what that means.
Bridesmaids.
Oh, the puppies.
The puppies. I overcommitted.
I finished my last coffee creamer this morning.
Oh my
It's
God.
the end of an era.
Are you sure there's still not some hidden in the fridge?
No. I'll check on my way out.
Oh my God.
I think they're gone. It's been 5 months of drinking those. It was like November, December.
That's still so crazy that you did that you went out and bought 18 coffee creamers for a man.
I don't think it was that many.
It was 10. I think it was 8 to 10. It was 4 of each of flavor. And there was 2 flavors. So there was 8 at least.
Remember the night you came over and they were all on the counter?
And
I was looking at them and I was like, oh man, I forgot to put those away.
And
I'm on
I-
borrowed time right now.
I already
And you were
knew what they
"What
were before I
is
even
this?"
asked.
For the listener, I was dating this guy and he really liked Turtle's coffee creamer and told me he could not find it anywhere. And the thing about me is I will fixate on something and I also like to give a gift. And so when he said that, I was like, this is a challenge and I will win. And so I went on the hunt.
How many stores?
How many days? The limit does not exist.
How many stores did you go to? Like 4.
Yeah, that's not crazy.
That's crazy.
So he tells me about the Turtles coffee creamer. I'm like, I'm on it. I go to a store. I started looking on my rounds when I was grocery shopping. And then I amped it up because it was getting more difficult and I was more intrigued. And so I go to a store and he had a second favorite, Coffee Crisp. Also could not find that. Eventually I find Coffee Crisp. I take a picture. I'm like, look what I found. You'll never believe. I get 3 of them. Like 1 or 2 for my place. 1, you can take it home.
No.
A departing gift.
Mm-mm. And where did they all end up?
We're not there yet. Don't spoil the heartbreak. I send him a photo of this. I'm back in my car. He goes, oh my God, what's that behind the Coffee Crisp? Turtles coffee creamer. I have to go back in the store. I'm like, well, that's the number 1. And I'm like, well, I got 3 of the one he doesn't like as much as Turtles. I got to get 3 of Turtles. And so now I'm riding around. I got 6 coffee creamers sitting shotgun. I felt like that wasn't enough. I'm like, I could do better. I think I went to another store. Maybe I got 4. It was a lot of coffee creamers. He took 1 home with him. We're talking a couple more weeks. All of a sudden, no talking. I got all these coffee creamers. And I was like, before that, I was using maple syrup and like organic cream. Now I am addicted to Coffee Mate. I can't get enough. I'm so sad that they're gone.
Coffee Crisp.
And that is the story of the coffee creamers. I recently told my therapist. I was like,
you should
have been hiding something
because that was a crazy thing to do.
He was on my side, as he should be, because I pay him. And he said, would you do that for a friend? And I said, absolutely. He said, do you buy your friends gifts? Yes, I do.
Well, I'm not your therapist and you don't pay me, so I
no
am not on your side. And I very much told you that was
when you're fixated with something, I will get it.
I don't fixate on anything. I have 0 object permanence. Once it's out of my sight, I've never thought about it ever again in my life. If it's not in front of my face, it doesn't exist.
Fine. I did bring the cologne as discussed
to smell
in the last
it.
episode. Yes. Well, technically it's the perfume and we will determine if it is a cologne.
Can I read the label?
Of course. Coach for him. No, it doesn't say for him. It should.
Ichiban lipstick for men.
It has no lid.
Like he got this at the thrift store.
At best.
Like, where's the lid?
I'd love to know what man has my lid. So, okay, smell it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is Ichiban lipstick for men.
That smells like my high school boyfriend.
Smells like a men's locker room.
Richard, what do you think?
I am baffled that a man bought this scent for you. Mm-hmm. This is like a quintessentially man smell.
I told you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Not to be sexist, anybody can wear any scent that they want.
Of course.
But this is like,
that's a man.
This is a very manly man.
Yes.
This is that scent.
That's a manly man.
Yeah. Imagine then this guy coming over and saying, did you like the perfume? I don't like to lie, but also I hate awkwardness and having to look him in the eye and say, however, it is cologne. And he was like, no. I was like, yes, sir. Smell it. You know what he did before he left that day? He sprayed himself down with it. I was like, did you know? You just like wanted to like have something here? Like what is this? Anyways, he's gone.
Yeah.
He died.
Rest in peace.
Enough about me. I wish those stories were about the same guy also.
They are not. All right. I saw this.
I am so excited about this.
I saw
Kara
this.
just told me she was going to do this. It's like a questionnaire.
Yes.
I love a good question.
on Instagram. It came up on my For You page, and it says, "These are 5 very serious questions to ask your best friend."
Are they actually serious?
I didn't think they were that serious. I read through them. I didn't really think about my answers or anything. I just quickly read through them. So we're on the
What's
same.
your biggest trauma? No problem. I'll let you know right now.
No problem. I answer that question every day. And I thought, since we're best friends, we'll answer this question.
You said that and like you look over at me like, right?
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 You're my best friend, right?
Oh, before we do this, can we open our gift that I brought for
Oh,
everyone?
yeah.
Similar to the coffee creamers. I brought a liquid.
You're allowed to bring me gifts. I'm a good friend. You're not allowed to bring a random man gift.
What I have here, it's called Lit Pickle, hard pickle seltzer.
I'm very excited.
Brought it
I
for
love
everyone.
pickle. Are we ready for this?
You guys ready?
Are we going to crack them all at the same time?
Yeah.
Sure. Welcome to bed, friends. 3, 2, 1. That was not great.
It's like
Oh!
drinking a pickle.
Whoa.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh, I like that, but you know what would be this?
I liked Lakeside Pickle did one. and
No,
I
this
liked
is
that one
this
better.
is nice. You know what would be better?
Soup. This is very savory.
If I had Clamato juice, I would pour this in Clamato juice. Oh my god, that would be so good. Made with real pickle. I believe you.
Oh yeah, kosher.
It does taste a little salty, but that's because I cooled down these cans. I put a bunch of ice cubes, cold water,
Oh my god,
and
is that what happened?
kosher salt mixed together because apparently that makes
Richard,
things
can I
colder
tell you
faster.
what happened?
What?
Did you not?
No, we had dinner. I brought over a rosé for me and Kara, and it was warm. And so I was gonna get ice from the fridge, but I don't really know how because I'm poor and I don't have a fridge like that. So I stole some ice cubes out of that bucket that you had, and I was drinking my wine. And the whole time I was like, why does this taste so weird? It almost tasted like creamy. Anyways, I get to the end of my glass, and there's all this like sediment. And I was like,
You put salt?
I
with
was
these?
like, are they
That was
drugging me?
Pickling
And
salt.
so I stopped drinking it. And then I was like, wait, why is it so salty?
You didn't say anything until now.
If there's anything you need to know about me, I will suffer in silence. I will lose a limb. You won't know. I'm not saying a word.
I tried to cool down these drinks because they came lukewarm.
Oh,
So-
apologies.
You could have just put them in the freezer.
That's what I said. I said put them in the freezer.
It's
wrap a paper
alcohol.
towel.
Alcohol doesn't freeze.
Did you see the
Life
amount of
hack.
ice he poured too?
No, I
Life
haven't
hack.
left. I haven't
craziness.
left this bed
Yeah, you have not.
since you got here. An hour and a
I
half
was ready
ago.
to party in the living room. She was like, absolutely not. We are
Listen.
turning into the Willy Wonka grandparents.
Okay, I mentioned.
Oh yeah, give me my questions.
Yeah, sorry. We'll talk about why I've been laying in this bed for 2 hours after.
Oh, there's a reason?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were just like, I don't know, TGIF.
I mean that's part of the reason.
Working for the weekend, am I right?
All right, so 5 very serious questions to ask your best friend, and thankfully I'm surrounded by my best friends. Are you going to answer these questions, Richard?
I thought this was a game for me.
Oh, it's just for you. Okay, that's
No,
fine.
Richard can answer. Richard can answer.
Okay,
I'm nervous.
question number 1.
Okay.
You can answer it for me, and then I can answer it for you. Excuse me. If I randomly showed up at your house at 1 a.m. without telling you why, what would you immediately assume is going on?
You sleptwalked into the backyard?
That's what you think? I don't sleepwalk. Do you not know me at all?
Okay, I didn't know that there was right and wrong answers. I was thrown off because I feel like normally that question is not for best friends who live together. Like you showing up at my house at 1 a.m. Okay, I open the door, you're there.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume there's a coyote situation that you need me to hear.
That's a good one. Because
Yeah, it
I
is.
do really,
Yeah.
every time I hear those coyotes, I'm like, oh my God, do you hear them?
My lower back was in trouble the other night. I couldn't sleep. It hurt so bad. I'm like, I got to get the foam roller out. I'm rolling foam in my kitchen, which is also my living room, which is also my bedroom, which my head's in the bathroom. And it's like so quiet. And I just hear like, oh, like the coyotes. I'm like, they're surrounding me. Like, what if I can't get up in time?
They must have been right there because it was so loud. I even heard it over the TV, like, and the window was closed, but obviously I opened the window to hear them better because they just are so, they're just,
Majestic.
they sound so creepy, but I like it. Okay, that's valid.
How is Richard going to answer that question? Okay, I guess we could. No,
Okay, well,
Richard-
there's more questions.
Okay. What would you think? Actually, I don't want to. I could. Go ahead.
I mean, I would think there was a problem with your toilet.
Okay, whoa. I thought it would be guy related, but okay. A problem with my toilet at 1 a.m.? What am I eating? Okay.
I would assume you had to use the
I
bathroom.
got it. I would slink in like the Grinch. You wouldn't even know I'm here.
You wouldn't even know I'm here.
No, that's
I'm
my
like
ammo.
I'm like a mouse.
Yeah, you won't even know I'm here.
Won't even know. All right. If I suddenly married someone and moved abroad, who do you think it would be?
Zac Efron.
Yeah, it would.
Would it really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you're obsessed with him, but we had recently talked about High School Musical.
Did you know? Remember that store that they used to have in the States? It was, oh shoot, I don't even remember what it was called. It was like an entertainment store. It had like movies and music and CDs and blah, 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 whatever. I went there one time and they had a cardboard cutout of Zac Efron for $20 from like High School Musical 2.
And then
I
what
bought
happened?
it,
Oh,
and I brought it home. and
across the border?
Yep.
Did they say anything? They're like, who's that guy?
Nope.
She's smuggling.
Nope. They didn't ask. I didn't tell. They didn't ask. Don't
How
ask.
old were you?
Don't ask. Don't tell. I was in high school.
Okay.
High School Musical 2 came out when I was in like grade 10, I think.
Oh. Well, you must give off those vibes.
She
Because
would.
that was easy to guess. Okay. Also, was it supposed to be a celebrity? Or
I don't
like
know.
A real person?
But like, how could it be a real person? Like, who the fuck are you going to marry and move abroad as a real person? Because for you, I would say Pedro Pascal.
Ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Richard?
I know who it is.
I also choose Pedro Pascal.
I was going to say, I always forget her name. What's her name?
Eliza Dushku.
Oh, that's such a good celebrity
pardon
crush
me?
to have. She's so hot.
Who is that?
Liza Dushku? Oh, damn. She was in Bring It On. She was
Got it.
also
I know
in
the one with like the twisties and the
Yes.
the brunette.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot. One time I dated a guy and his celebrity crush,
Oh my god, I'm salivating.
which like, don't get me wrong, I love her as an actress, but his celebrity crush was Helena Bonham Carter.
Was he super into Harry Potter?
No, he was super into Fight Club.
I guess.
And I was like, that, I don't
It's a choice.
like that. Because like, what does that say about your interest in me?
Yeah. Cause she's like a
I love her, love her, but like,
very specific type.
yeah, that never sat well with me, and I still to this day.
That's why you broke up with him. I'll never be Helena.
Like,
you'll never be Zac Efron.
he would never be.
I'm
Zac
going
Efron.
home to my cardboard cutout.
Yeah, my cardboard cutout was better than him.
Maybe I should get one of those.
I wish I still had it. Like, why would I ever get rid of it? It's such a stupid thing to get rid of. Why would you ever do that, Kara? Okay. What is the wildest thing you can picture me doing that would surprise everyone but you?
Something with your boobs out.
I don't think that would surprise anybody. The thing about
Yeah, I
me
guess.
is
Yeah.
I'm not really full of surprises.
Where were we? Like, I just saw
My
every
boobs?
inch of your nipples the other day. You like lift up your shirt and you're like, this bra isn't doing anything. It was around your neck.
I used it when we were painting your office.
Oh yeah. Did you toss that bra yet?
No.
Get rid of it.
I know I have to. I keep
It was a
forgetting.
scarf.
It was.
Okay. The craziest. Say it again. I was thinking about your nipples.
Everybody does. What's the wildest thing you can picture me doing that would surprise everyone but you?
I can't think of anything because you do wild stuff.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't hide anything.
Yeah, like you're wild, but you're consistent.
Like, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
There's no secrets over here.
Mrs. Aloof.
Mrs. Aloof is also Mrs. will never shut the fuck up. So
Yeah, like there's like, I don't feel like there's anything I know about you that every other person you've ever met does not also know. Do you have one for me? I'm also like Mrs. doesn't shut up.
Well, that's why we have a podcast.
Yeah.
It's actually funny that you brought the creamer thing up earlier because I feel like it would be something like that.
You find that surprising? Or no?
No, I didn't find that surprising, but people that I told.
Why you tell
Because I
it?
told everybody because I was stunned. Like, I was too stunned to speak.
Why?
Because because we're very opposite in that way. You are very nice and I am not nice at all. And so I was just stunned. And so I told everybody and everybody else was stunned. So it was like
Are they
something
stunned that it was for a guy or just in general?
both.
Because I would do that for literally anyone.
Yeah.
If someone was like, I love this thing and I cannot find it, I love to be able to find something that other people can't find. I don't know what it is. I just love it. So there was that aspect of it. And I was like, this is a nice thing to do. Like if I really liked something, it'd be so nice if someone did that.
Yeah, like one,
I get it. Yeah.
One coffee creamer is nice.
But do you understand how it escalated so quickly? It was like, I found the one. I'm like, this is so hard to find. Might as well get 3.
Might as well.
Then immediately was told the right one was there.
Might
I was
as
like,
well
I got 3.
buy shares in the company.
It just, okay.
It escalated. We'll leave it at that.
Extremely fast.
If someone told you I joined a reality show, which one would you assume it is?
Ooh. Okay. Do you watch reality shows?
Not really.
Like Real Housewives of Blenheim? Like it obviously wouldn't be like a dating one. Those are out. Mm-hmm. Bachelor, no, never.
Bachelor in Paradise. Golden Bachelor.
Golden Bachelor. She is 33.
I am the Golden Bachelor.
Actually, Summer House.
What is that?
Oh no. It's a great show. It is these people who work in New York and live there, and then on the weekends they go to a summer house in the Hamptons. And they like
Summer House.
It's basically like living, it's not anything like this, but it's like living where we do and then going to Erio on the weekends. And all your friends are in a house.
Oh my God, I do that already.
Exactly. Okay. I nailed that question.
Yeah, that was a good one. For you, I feel like I have to say The Bachelor.
Oh, I knew you were going to say it.
Or The Bachelorette. What about... No, actually, you know what? I feel like you'd like Big Brother.
I've never watched that show in
Me
my life.
neither.
I wouldn't want like a because that's like competition, right?
Is it?
I think so. There's like a winner.
Oh, so you wouldn't want a competition?
No, I'd be anxious the whole time.
Okay, so then you
I was
would
just like, I want fun in the sun. I just want to hang out.
Okay, so you just want a real
I'll go to Summer
Housewives.
House with you.
Oh, okay. We'll go together.
Richard, what would you be on? Or no, we say.
Oh, Richard
You
would be on
like
Survivor.
Bob Vila's home show.
No, he would be on Survivor.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah, you
and
would.
he'd probably unfortunately win.
he would he would win by a landslide. Not a doubt in my mind.
You know, when we went camping together for the first time. We did backwoods camping up in Algonquin, and he was like, we had to canoe to our campsite, which that's
crazy
That's a
that you
whole
did that.
that's a whole other story. And he was like, okay, we gotta pack light, we gotta pack astronaut food, we gotta pack dried meats and crackers and these little tiny little sleeping rolls from the 70s that were my parents, and this tiny little tent because we can't use a lot of room, and we have to pack like just like the weirdest shit. And I was like, okay, I've never gone backwoods camping before. I do trailer camping. Richard did backwoods camping. He did portaging in Algonquin. He did all of this stuff because every single vacation with his family had to be suffering. If you weren't suffering, you weren't on a vacation.
His whole life has been Survivor.
Yeah. And let me tell you, we get there, and the people that we were camping with two other couples, brought like drinks and steaks and potatoes and like real food and like
we dried meat stick that like, NASA provided,
granola bars and dried like jerky, and we literally had to live off of them because we had no food to make any like lunch or dinner or
it
breakfast.
Sounds like he wouldn't win.
No, he'd still win, but he just like goes so hard for everything when it's like, we don't have to go that hard, Richard. We don't have to do everything so extremely. That one couple had a freaking air mattress, a double queen air mattress. We had these little tiny, they were literally an inch thick sleeping.
A pigeon nest.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, okay, we should have just literally made a den out of rocks. Like, and brought nothing.
Richard, do you have a rebuttal? Anything to say?
No, you have to suffer. Part of the journey to get there.
Okay, so you do have something to say.
You got to work hard. Then when
do you
you're
have
there,
something to say? No, I don't.
And another thing,
part of the journey.
and then that's what makes it special because you've earned, your time when you get there. Because like for food, the best seasoning is hunger.
It was terrible. And I was the next year that we went, I was like, you're not allowed to pack anything. Get the fuck out of my face right now. You're not allowed to pack one thing. And he didn't.
And we also took a powerboat.
Yeah, we didn't canoe. I was like, fuck that.
I still would like to go on that camping adventure with you guys. I know I won't like it, but I'll like it in my memories.
Yeah, we're gonna, because it was so fun and we haven't been back for a while. But you just like literally poop in a box in the middle of the forest. It's so exhilarating.
Like my life right now.
It's a treasure chest.
Pardon?
The treasure chest.
That's what the
box.
toilet's called. You have to kick it to make sure there's no porcupines or snakes in it before you open it up.
Is there any chance of a porcupine being in your poop box?
Yeah, that's why you got to kick it to make sure there's nothing in there.
It seems wildly specific.
Well, they said that's what
Who said?
That's what the people say at the.
What people?
The people.
Kick the shit box in case there's a porcupine.
Yeah, that's like in the rule book.
What book? What people?
It's the same people that when you set off, you go canoeing to get to your campsite. They ask you, so when are you done? Like, when are you expected back? It's like, how many days? Okay, and if you don't come back after that many days, do we have your permission to release your names to the media and let people know?
Yeah. That's what
I
they
would like
said.
a corrections corner. I said earlier, a minute ago, that I would go on this. I'm not going on this.
Yeah, they're like,
this sounds horrible.
Can we release your names to the media if you don't return after 3 days? I'm like, yes, please. Please.
Maybe to the police. Like, not just TMZ. I do have to give a shout out to our friends Bridget and Nikki. They were very upset that they have not been mentioned.
Oh, because
and
we
that's all
mentioned Paula?
I will say. Yes, because Paula got a shout out, and I had to say, oh, you're not going to like it. She gets another shout out later. But it is about her bad driving.
It is. Terrible driver.
Yeah, they're like, when are you going to talk about us? Here it is, ladies. Mwah, mwah.
You're welcome.
Funniest ladies I know, besides us.
Yeah. Nobody's funnier.
You think you guys are going to start a podcast? Think again. We've cornered the market.
The battle of the rivaling podcasts.
Well, I pulled a muscle in my jaw today eating Cheetos. That was a new low. It was the crunchy ones, at least. But
I was picturing the soft one.
No, I switched to crunchy, and I
don't like the
took a
crunchy
bite,
ones.
and something in my jaw pulled, and I could feel like a nerve go all the way down, and I was like, "Oh,
Are you okay?
that hurts." Yeah, thank you for asking. I think that is what led to my headache, though. I was like, "Well, Guess this is my life now.
Those crunchy Cheetos, man, get you every time.
Hopefully not, but I'm eating them a little too often to be dealing with those kind of issues.
When I was a child,
Oh, here we go.
Yes, Papa.
I was on vacation, backwoods camping with my family. We ran into a group of people, mimes. They did unspeakable things to me.
That scared me. I thought that was good. I thought that was I was so scared. I didn't know where it was going. Why are your jokes so scary?
Is that the scariest thing that's ever happened to you?
Oh my God. Papa, no.
Because that might be the scariest thing that's ever happened to Richard. Oh, no, it's not the scariest thing that's ever happened to Richard. I know what the scariest thing is.
I veto this topic.
What is it? Go on.
You know the scariest thing that's ever happened to Richard?
Oh my God. Let's get rid of grievances. We don't even need that today. What we are going to have is a roundtable discussion about the scariest thing to ever happen to Richard, which is also the thing that I think about on a daily basis.
I also think about it on a daily basis every time I drive
Buckle
by.
up, children.
So one day,
It's time for the church parking lot.
church parking lot story. One day, there's a church on a road on the way to Chatham. One day we drove by and Richard said, the scariest thing ever happened to me in that church parking lot. And I was like, oh my God, what? What happened? Tell me everything. This sounds like the juiciest, scariest, creepiest story I've ever heard. Like, I am salivating. Tell me everything. And he says, one time I was playing a game on my phone.
What was it, Pokemon Go?
Something like Pokemon Go. And I was in this church parking lot playing the game on my phone. And all of a sudden, and I was like, all of a sudden what? And he was like, all of a sudden, some cops pulled into the parking lot. And I was like, oh my God. And then what? And he said, that's it.
The whole story.
And he was like, they pulled into the parking lot. And I was like, and then they got out of the car and then they pulled you out of the car and then they beat the shit out of you? He's like, no. I was like,
And then wrongfully arrested you?
no. And then
They started kissing? No.
You witnessed an exorcism in the church parking lot? No. And I was like, that was the worst story I've ever heard in my life.
Me and Kara drove by this church parking lot once and she told me the story. And I also had the same reaction. And ever since then, I like to provide alternate endings. And I have suggested that we have our listeners write in for what they think could be an alternate ending, because the possibilities
are endless.
They really are.
Because
it's
nothing
a choose your own
happened.
adventure.
It really is a choose your own adventure.
What could have been?
Anything could have been. I was like, the whole church caught on fire and then they ran in and they dragged out the priest? Nope, not that. You saw an apparition in the window and it ran its finger across its throat like that? No.
An apparition would really scare me.
Apparition.
Same with the apparition. Now I can't say it.
Apparition.
Apparition.
The gist of it.
I don't get in trouble. Like I'm a good boy. So when these cops showed up, I thought somehow I was in trouble, and they just wanted.
But were you?
But were you?
No. They just wanted to chit chat and like it's convenient
With
parking
you?
lot near a busy road. No, with each other. I had nothing to do with either of those.
They
gentlemen.
didn't even know you existed?
No.
I had zero interaction.
That's the scariest thing I've ever heard.
I don't like it when you tell people this story.
I do.
And then a demon came up out of the parking lot. Like the ground split and the demon came up out of the parking lot. And then he took those 2 cops, he ripped their arms off and he beat them with them. Nope.
No.
Okay, well.
Send us an email. What do you think could have happened?
Comment on the Spotify. What do you think?
I'll make a poll with 50 options for what could have happened.
But it didn't.
It did not.
What a great time to transition to our segment on grievances.
Oh, we still get to have it. Perfect. I have such a grievance. Anyone else like to go first?
I'd like to have a grievance.
Go ahead. Oh, is it us?
I was no. I was just
One time I was in a parking lot.
on a previous episode. I may have said I didn't have any grievances.
Do you regret
You
that?
did.
Of course, I regret that. So a few days ago, I go to our snack cupboard, which I gotta say is a really good snack cupboard. It's got amazing snacks. I reach my hand in. I want to grab a couple cookies. There's some Oreos in there. I'm like, that's great. I'm gonna have a couple Oreos. I'm like, that's kind of funny. That feels weird. I take my hand out. I look at my hand. They're holding just like the cookie part, like the outside bits. There's no cream on the inside. I'm like, that's really weird. Why?
You need
Is there
cream?
the-
I got coffee creamers.
You got 6 of them. I'm like, well, what happened here? I'm like, was there a manufacturing defect?
A
Was there
mix
an
up at
issue?
the factory?
Like, what's happening? And I ask Kara, and she says, oh, yeah, so those aren't the double stuffed ones. And I like to have double stuffed. So get this, Laura, get this. She's been taking them, opening them up, and like Frankensteining her own double stuffed Oreos together, and then not discarding
okay.
the cookies, putting them back in the bag, like back in the slot.
That is so much better though than, okay, like I want to give you your moment, but I need you to know that is so much better than what I have thought was happening. Because
What did you think was happening?
let me tell you, because I came in during this situation and it was the tail end of it. And I see the cookies in his hand. He's putting them back in. Kara, I thought you were scraping out the middle and putting the cookie back because you only wanted the cream.
I'm not a monster.
I literally thought that's what was happening. And like, I was like, rightfully so. Yeah, that is a grievance. That is crazy.
No, I like
Oh my God, I feel so much better.
I like a good cookie to cream ratio. I find the regular Oreos do not have that for me. And so I don't need that other cookie and I just make my own I Frankenstein.
That's also crazy, but in a different way. A much more palatable way for me. Wow.
just licking all the cream.
I
off
literally
and
thought
putting
that's
them
what was
back.
happening. And so when he said he had all these cookies in his hand, I thought they were mushy and wet. Oh, wow. What a relief.
Color me relieved.
Well, that's a hard one to follow up, but I will. I, as you know, got a new car. They gave me an extra key fob. I go to use it. Doesn't work.
Really?
I emailed them. I'm like, hey, this doesn't work. Can you help me out? And you know what they say to me? They're like,
Lose this email.
take your CDs and get. They said, well, try changing the battery. Hope it helps. Huh? I just gave you all my shekels and you give me a non-batteried fob that only has 2 buttons and a panic. Anyways, I was just like, oh, should I leave a harsh review?
Yeah.
No.
1 star.
Should I reply saying I'm disappointed? No. I did absolutely nothing. I'm going to just throw that key fob away. But still, I was like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to build on your grievance because I feel...
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, yeah.
I had also in the email said, do you know if it has automatic start? Because it says on the listing that it does. And they said, you're going to have to reach out to Chrysler and ask them. And then the key fob thing. So it was,
I'm sorry.
2 questions in the email. Both of them, they were just like, good luck to you out there. And I said, I'm already struggling to survive. Okay, sorry, go on.
Customer service. And don't get me wrong.
Bad.
I wouldn't want to work in customer service. I mean, I paid my dues.
But like,
I
not
did.
to be this person, but like as someone with a business, I cannot imagine
Yeah.
talking to people this way.
Like, I just feel like I've had so many instances in the past like few months, even like at work, because
People are tired. Like, I get it.
I get
please.
it, but like, why do I have to do my job well, but you don't have to do your job? Like I do majority of the ordering, so I deal with a lot of different companies, and there have been multiple times where I'm like, hi, I ordered this, but you only gave me this. What is happening? And they're like, oh yeah, we ran out of that. And I'm like, why wouldn't you tell me that?
Nobody wants to talk.
Like,
And
why
it's
wouldn't
becoming
you
an issue?
be like, hey, by the way, you ordered this, but we didn't
Don't
have
it.
that.
Here's a couple other options.
Yeah, like, why would you not tell me that? Like, there have been so many times where I'm like, even like the pet pharmacy, the online pet pharmacy that I use during the like postal strike, they had this big banner at the top of their website being like, we know that the postal strike is happening, but do not fret. We are using a different delivery service, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, oh, perfect. Great. That's all that it said. That's all that it said. I was like, so relieved, put my order in. It was taking longer than usual. And so I reached out and I was like, hi, like,
I'm fretting.
where's my order? And they were like, oh yeah, sorry. Our delivery service that we use doesn't deliver to your area. And I was like, it's been 2 weeks. Like, why couldn't you tell me this? And they're like, well, if you give us another,
messaging like 100 people a week, no more than that, like 200 people a week, like personalized messages.
it gets worse. They go, just give us another address and we can deliver it there. I'm like, first of all, where?
Like, you want me to move?
Like, so I responded and I was like, okay, well, can you let me know where this service is delivering to? Because like, maybe I can give them my parents' address, or like, I don't know. I can find an option somewhere. They never answered. I called and I said again and again. They were like, so sorry about that. Can you give us another address? I'm like, would you just want me to pull another address out of my butt? Like, what are you talking about? And so I said again, nobody has told me where you're delivering to. So you keep asking me for another address, which I don't know why you think I have a plethora of addresses. And B, I'm not going to give you an address until you tell me where you're delivering to. And they're like, we can't tell you that. And I was like, then
secret.
What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Like, and I feel like this has happened, like I said, multiple times. And I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I'm at a loss for words. Like, customer service is just, nobody gives a shit anymore. Which is fair, but at the same time, like, just some things I need to know. Like, if you can't deliver to my address, like, that's something that is a need to know. Like, you can't just leave me hanging.
You think like this person's never gonna say something to you? Like, you're gonna have to talk to them eventually.
Yeah,
just send a message.
Just give us another address. Okay.
Oh, just give them your summer home address.
Yeah, like,
Your chalet.
Oh, I'm going to be on Summer House this season. If you can just send it there, I'll be in the Hamptons.
Air 2 grieved.
What'd you say? I was taking a sip. And for some reason, I could not hear. My ears were all pickled.
I said, I understand your grievance, and Air 2 grieved.
Thank you.
We just want to remind you that if you're enjoying our podcast, to find us on Instagram, which is at BedFriendsPod. TikTok is also at Bed Friends Pod. You can also find us on YouTube and Spotify. So please like and subscribe on those apps. We're trying to get onto all the apps so we can say, find us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. But we're not there yet. So give us a minute.
I think I got it figured out.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. All right. Well,
It's about that time again.
And a big special thanks to all of our bed friends who've joined us on the bed this episode. Prim, Krusty, Herman. I think Filch was up here for a bit.
he was.
He got thrown off.
He was banished. He was voted off the island.
Yeah.
Who is running around like crazy?
I think it's Norris.
All right.
All
This
right.
is off the rails.
Goodbye. Have a great night.
Bye.
Have a great night.
Bye.